good government.
You and some of my guests tonight on the program are discerning. Not only that you have attained the age of wisdom, and also you have acquired a lot of knowledge over the years, and we'll be finding solutions tonight. We will not leave here until we find one. Let me bring in yet another son of Nigeria, an eminent economist who has seen it all, sat in several boardrooms, and is an economist of note, Mr. Bismarck Rewane, who is also the CEO of a company that advises multinationals in economic policies. Mr. Bismarck Rewane is live for us in our Lagos studio. Thank you so much, Mr. Rewane, for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Good evening.
Interesting times. Happy Independence to you. But Mr. Rewane, similar question as I've asked the constitutional lawyer, Mr. Nwankwo. I'm going to be asking you, Mr. Rewane, what is the problem with our structure? And I know from your area of expertise, you work with the organogram, and that structure is always very important for your financial advisory. Is Nigeria looking like, if you are to advise and consult for Nigeria, the way it is structured now, for it to thrive, are you going to succeed?
Thank you very much, Shem. And again, this is happy birthday to Nigeria. And if Nigeria was a human being, at 70, Nigeria will be in the last 5 years before it leaves the earth. So, 1. 2, it's a time for congratulations, as like happy birthday, but it's also time for introspection and reflection as to what have we achieved at this time. And you said something about if Nigeria was a client, a corporate client, or whatever it is, you said about the structure. But the thing is that strategy drives structure. If you have no strategy, then and you build your structure around it, you are bound to fail. So there are a number of things that need to be done. So let us first of all look at introspectively and reflect on where Nigeria is today. Nigeria, 1960 to 65, it was the largest in population in Africa. It was the largest economy in Africa at a point getting to $560 billion. It was the 27th largest economy in the world at that time. Today, Nigeria is the 53rd largest economy in the world and the 4th largest economy in Africa. It was as high as $560 billion. It's now down to, in fact, after rebasing, it's down to up to $250 billion. Its income per head in 1960 was $350 per head. It rose all the way to $2,400 per head and is now down to a paltry $950 per head. Life expectancy at the beginning of this journey was 35 years. Today it's 56 years. Now, Nigeria has gone through a period, right? And one way of describing, one word to describe the Nigerian economy based on its political structure is what we call sub-optimality. Sub-optimality describes a situation where you fail to optimize your resources, and therefore you need to look at it and see how you optimize. It's like when you open your system and you have 10 applications open at the same time. Your speed, the speed of the system is slower, but if they will now tell you to shut down, maybe you shut down 8 systems, or you shut down the video and then your voice connection improves. So that's where Nigeria is. Nigeria is suboptimal in terms of labor productivity, suboptimal in terms of total factor productivity, suboptimal in the use of its total resources, gross fixed income, and all of that. Now, 6 decades, and what have we gone through? We've gone through a parliamentary system, a republican system, military rule, and back to a republican system. We've gone from a command mixed economy to a command economy, back to a mixed economy, and now to a free market economy. We've gone through about 5 crises. 1, the 1983 global oil crisis, the 1995 Southeast Asian crisis, the global financial crisis of 2008, subprime mortgage crisis. We've gone through the 2016 global economic crisis, and then went through COVID, and then we are where we are. Now, it is one thing that is worth noting is that there's a conflict between the political cycle in terms of horizon and the economic cycle. And I want you to note that between 1960 and 65, of course, we had the coup, and then we had the Civil War. Between the Civil War and today, if you look at the basic infrastructure of this country, in terms of the major bridges, the roads, the ports, airports, seaports, railway lines, the power stations, the bulk of your infrastructure today, 90% or 95%, I dare say, were built under the military rule. In other words, between 1970 and 1998, you had 9 years of Jarawa Gawan's era, in which most of the infrastructure was built. Then you had the Muritala Obasanjo period, where they completed most of these projects. The Third Mainland Bridge, Eco Bridge, Kata Bridge, the Nigerian shipping lines, the Nigerian airlines, the seaports, all of the seaports across the country, the major highways, the refineries, everything were built at that time. Why is it that throughout that period, because there was a military rule and all of that, they were able to commit resources, and you could see the physical infrastructure built. Between 1999 and today, I dare say that no new project, no new capital project, no new highways or bridges or anything for that matter, power stations, have been constructed. Why? It's simple. The political cycle is a 4-year cycle. The first year, as soon as you win your election, then you go in, and within a year or two, you're already talking about re-election. By the time you get your re-election, you're already on the way out. Nothing has happened in terms of gross capital formation and infrastructure between 1999 and today. So there's something that we have to ask ourselves. Is this political structure is it supportive, or is it consistent with our economic objectives? If not, then the reason why you're having this sub-optimality is very clear. So you have to redefine how you are going to do it, so that you can now begin to utilize the resources much more efficiently and optimize them as we go along. That's my first answer to your question.
It's a good time for us to take a breather, but when we come back, more on insight on the structure of our state. Eminent Nigerians are joining me tonight to chart a way forward for our dear country. It's 65 years. The birthday cake might be our focus of cutting it, but then don't let us cut our own tongue in our own mouth in the process, because we need to find a structure that suits our purpose. We'll be right back after this break, everyone.